How else would you have your water, Lizzo? Hello and welcome back to my channel. Last month I managed to do a Top Trumps TBR. It was the first kind of TBR video that I'd ever recorded, and it was my first attempt at making a fun game to come up with a TBR, because usually I just spam Goodreads until I find 100 things that I want to read and then never get to them. So this was kind of a fun way to narrow that down to setting 5 books a month that I was going to read, and it worked really well. I managed to break a cycle of about 10 months of not being able to finish a book, and actually finished quite a few books. So if you want to watch that, that's last week's video, so the link will be below. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it, because yeah, I was really proud of myself. I didn't manage to read all of the books, so there were a couple that I didn't get a chance to read. That was more effort than it needed to be. There were a couple of books I didn't get a chance to read, and I've explained why in that previous video. So if you're wondering why The Ninth House and Empress of All Seasons are going back in the pile, that is why. Before I get to pulling out my TBR Top Trumps for this month though, I just want to go through 3 books that are definitely going to be my TBR for this week. So I'm taking part in the Book Junkies Winter Quest, where I have to read as few books to tick off as many prompts as possible to get my demon back. So I thought I'd go through those first. So I'll go through Song of Achilles first, because that ticks off the most number of prompts. So we were given, I think it's 15 prompts, and then we had to tick off with as few books as possible those prompts. So this one covers the Queen's Armada, which is the buddy read prompt, and I've managed to find a Discord of people that are also going to be reading this. That's really cool. Orc Eves is the LGBTQ plus read, so I know there's characters like that before. So I've read this book before, I had to read it whilst doing my masters, so I already know going into this that I'm going to cry. We've got Rural Haven, which is a 5-star author. I love Madeline Miller. I've recently bought Circe, because I can't wait to read that as well. Grave's End, so themes of death. Spoilers. Desolate Ruins is a book that I already own. As I said, I already own this because I did it for my masters last year. Demonic Residue, so it contains a mythical creature. There's a centaur in this one, and I think that's the only mythical creature other than a few goddesses, so that counts. And the Dark Shard, so morally grey characters. So that managed to tick off quite a few of the prompts. The next one is Children of Blood and Bone. So that was the Serpentine Allegiance prompt, which is recommended by a book blogger. So many book YouTubers love this book, and I think because this was me coming out of my slump, I really didn't get on with it, and I think that was because of where my headspace was, because if I feel like actually it's ticking all the boxes for me as to what a fantasy should be, so I should really enjoy it. So I'm going to reread this one. And then Eastern Escape is a marginalised author, so all the characters are people of colour, and so is the writer. And then the last one is Glacial Pass, so snow or winter themes. I've gone for the children's version of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, because I read it, my dad read it to me as a kid, and it's nice big writing, and if I've got to read this in a week alongside these 2 other books, I thought I should probably give myself a children's book to at least give myself a head start. I have had a head start with the Song of Achilles anyway, because it started at midnight, just gone, so I woke up at midnight and read for 2 hours, so I'm already 90 pages in. I'm also exhausted, so I'll probably live to regret that, but I thought I wanted to start when the actual quest started, which was at midnight. So I put those books from the last TBR back in the pile, so I'm just going to give them a bit of a shuffle. I am not someone who can shuffle very well, so bear with. Okay. So the first prompt is an author that I have not read before. So the first one is The Priory of the Orange Tree. Well, it can't be that because I read Samantha and Shannon before. And the second one is The Girl of Ink and Stars. So this is the book that I'll be reading this month by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. That's quite a short one, so that should probably help with my long to be read that's already in there. So I'll put that one there. The next one is number of pages. So the book that has the most number of pages is the book that I'll be reading this month. I probably should go with shorter because I'm already 3 books ahead, but we'll go with it. So we've got The Cruel Prince, which is 370 pages, and we have The Power by Naomi Alderman, which is 341. So it will be The Cruel Prince this month. I'm really excited because so many people really enjoyed this, and I think the third book has just come out, so if I enjoy this then I know what I'll be asking for Christmas. Okay, the next one is Goodreads rating. So the highest Goodreads rating is the book that I'll be committing to this month. So we have Serpent and Dove, which has a Goodreads rating of 4.29, and we have Wilder Girls, which is 3.46. So I'll be going with Serpent and Dove. I'm not too sure about this one. Although it's got a really high Goodreads rating, lots of reviews recently have been really negative, so I'm not sure how excited about this one that I am. That was really good English from Next English Teacher. Really proud of that sentence, but we'll commit. So yeah, Serpent and Dove. We'll see how we go with that one. And then the last one is cover art. As I said in the previous video, the cover art, the grading for the cover art was decided by me, my brother and my mum. We all kind of scored them out of 10, and then we gave them an average of the 3 so that it was as fair as possible, considering it's completely subjective when you're choosing what cover art you like. So the first one is The Testaments, which got a 5 for cover art, and the second is The Hate You Give, which we only gave a 3. So it will be The Testaments this month. Now usually I pick a random one, last month I picked another random one to have as my wild card. I'm not going to do that this month, purely because I've already got 3 wild cards that are already in my pile. So it's an eclectic mix. So yeah, just to recap, we've got The Testaments, Serpent and Dove, The Cruel Prince and The Girl of Ink and Stars, as well as my Winter Quest selection. So yeah, I'm quite excited. That's quite a nice little mix. I guess you'll have to find out in January how I get on. But other than that, I hope you have a lovely evening.